hit some anytime goal scorers as well as safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some frickin' money. It's time for Puck It with Joe. Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. It's time for Puck It with Joe. Over here on YouTube, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, as well as the notification button on any of the great content that we are providing here on YouTube. I'm Joe. You can follow me at Jo Madden Sports. We're in for 4 hot games out there on the ice. I've got some upset alerts for you. I think the dogs are barking in a couple of these games. So let me know who you think is barking out there on the ice as we jump into this. Also, let me know who you're looking at for the player points today and everything like that. We're going to jump into it. If you got any questions, drop those as well. The first game on deck, 7:10 Eastern, the puck will drop between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Big storyline behind this is the Rangers finally able to get that home win. They're coming off a great game versus the Nashville Predators, in which they came out hot to start that game and never looked back, putting up 6 goals, getting that win. I believe it was 6-3 over the Predators on Monday night. So it was a fantastic game, finally getting that home win. And they're going to look to continue that momentum into this game. Now, they're facing the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have been one of the hottest teams in the league as of late. They've won their last 2 games. Saturday, big win, 3-2 over the Washington Capitals. They've also won 7 of their last 8, the only loss coming to the Colorado Avalanche. So for the Rangers to come in here and get the win, they're going to have to bring it. But we're looking at this offense that hasn't been too strong to start the season. They've only scored a total of 41 goals, but they're getting those high danger shots. And if they get the right high danger shots, they're going to start converting. Now, they went 2-0 on their power play in the last game out versus the Preds as well. So perfect on that power play. It's a power play only converting at 14%, but I do look for that step up. When we look here at the Tampa Bay Lightning, we know this team has that firepower, averaging 3 goals per game. Both of these teams are hovering around 500, so this is a big game here in the Eastern Conference for these rivals. This is going to be chippy, you guys, physical style of game. So it's going to come down to who can convert when they have the opportunities on the power play and whose kill can come out strong enough. Now, when we look at Tampa, they are taking way too many penalties. They're averaging double-digit penalty minutes, 10.9 penalty minutes per game. 29th in the league is just not great. Now, their kill is strong at 89.6%. Kill for the Rangers at 80.4%. I am looking for the step up out of the Rangers on this one. We look here at the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've been rolling incredibly hot, like I said. Saturday, they're on the road versus the Panthers and home on Sunday versus the Vancouver Canucks. I'm struggling with this team because even though they've been getting those wins, like I said, wins in 7 of their last 8, 2 in a row, only lost to Colorado. It's their ability to win those faceoffs. They're just not winning the faceoffs in their last 6 games. They are only winning 42.6% of the faceoffs. Winning the faceoff controls the puck, which controls these games. And I do think we're going to see the Rangers be able to control them. Now, when we look also, Tampa has been outshot. They haven't covered the puck line in their last 10 games either. And I think the Rangers are live in this one. I'll take the New York Rangers at plus 122. So they're plus 122. If you want to roll with the home favorite, they do have last change. It's minus 146. I just can't get there. Total 5.5. It's minus 130 to the over, and I could see this one sneaking over that total, even though we've seen those trends to the under between both of these teams. The under is 9-6 in the Lightning's last Lightning games this season, and we've seen the under go 11-6 in the Rangers games this year. But I do think this could be an empty netter situation pushing us over the 5.5. The 5.5 is really hard to take to the under. Could I see the Rangers winning this 3-2? Absolutely. You could still see that come into play. Now, the playmakers I'll look at in this one. First, we got to talk about the goaltending and the goaltending situation here. Igor Shesterkin can steal the game here for the New York Rangers. He's got a 2.46 goals against average and a .909 save percentage. He's gone 7-3-1 in 11 games with a goals against average of 2.26 and a 924 save percentage in his career versus the Lightning. Andre Vasilevsky on the other side has been great on the season, a 2.64, a 908 save percentage. When we look at him versus the Rangers, he's got a 915 save percentage versus the Rangers, a 2.75 goals against average. So your stronger goaltender has been Igor. And Igor, the last time he faced Tampa, he was able to get a shutout win, saving 27 of all 27 shots on his net. Andre Vasilevsky gave up only 1 goal in 38. So both of these goaltenders could push this game to a lower scoring one. But the 3 prior games did go over the total. And I do think a 5.5, I would take it to the over or nothing. Am I going to get to the window with it? Probably not. I'm just going to take the Rangers and the plus money at plus 122. Looking at playmakers out there, we know how anemic, other than that last game, the Rangers really have been on offense. When you're looking at Panarin, only 5 goals on the season, and we're November 12th, you got to question what's happening with the New York Rangers. But he did get 2 of those goals in the last game, and I'm looking for him to really have a strong game in this one again here versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. So he has 5 goals, 7 assists for a total of 12 points. When we look at Adam Fox, we love Adam Fox for those points as well. 13 points on the season, 3 by the goal, 10 by the assist. So I'd look at Panarin and Adam Fox parlay together for their points tonight. On the other side for Tampa, you've got Nikita Kucherov, 7 goals, 7 assists, total 14 points. Jake Guentzel rolling in with 15 points, 6 goals, and 9 assists. Brandon Hagel got us the points in the last game. He's coming off 2 points in the last game versus Washington. He's got a total of 7 goals, 7 assists for 14 points. And Victor Hedman has been really contributing on the back end of things, getting those shots from the blue line, getting those assists, 12 assists on the season. So Victor Hedman, always a great playmaker out there. So Kev, good to see you here this morning. You bet the Sharks on the money line. You made that freaking money. So glad to see it, Kev. Mikko Heiskanen for 2 assists yesterday. Charles, what a great cash at plus 650. Congratulations on that one. Okay, you guys, we're jumping into the next game here. We're going to look at the Edmonton Oilers. Now, we talked about the Edmonton Oilers this season. They are taking on the Flyers. Dan Vladar expected in between the pipe for the Flyers. He's plus 112, the Flyers here to get the win. Home dog versus Edmonton, minus 134 for the Edmonton Oilers. Total of 5.5, minus 128 to the over. When you kind of look at this, Edmonton is one of those teams that comes on hot late. They always make the runs. They've been getting to the Stanley Cup finals, haven't had enough at the end, but this is a team that just starts off slow, and they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, you guys. They've found a way to win at home, but the road is not their friend. They're 2-5-2. At home or on the road this season. And we look at a Flyers team so solid at home, going 6-3-1. I think the Flyers are the right side of this. I trust Dan Vladar between the pipes. He's had a hot start thus far, and he's got great numbers versus the Oilers. So Dan Vladar in the season has a 917 save percentage, 2.18 goals against average. Versus Edmonton in his career, it's even better, a 921. When we look at Stuart Skinner, we've got him backed up by Calvin Pickett. The rumors are going, when will Edmonton make a trade for goaltending? Well, Edmonton is always in this situation. You look at Mike Smith, even there before. Edmonton struggles with their goaltenders, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because too much money is spent across the rest of the team with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. We know Connor McDavid didn't take that big contract, giving them 2 years basically to fix things on goaltending side of things. But I don't know, you guys. I can't trust Stuart Skinner. His save percentage has dropped to 883, which is better than Calvin Pickett's at 836. Man, they are in trouble here. Now, Edmonton is strong on the offensive side, so they do rely on their team to answer back for goal, and continue to score. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, there is no denying what this offense is able to do. Their power play is 3rd best in the league, converting at 32.6%. 15 power play goals, 3rd most in the NHL thus far this season, on 46 chances. So this team is, being able to make up for the lack of goaltending out there by scoring. But I tell you, it's just not pretty, you guys. They've given up a total of 59 goals, 3.5 goals per game. Now, when we look at the Philadelphia Flyers, they've allowed a total of 39 goals. Huge difference. 20 less goals, 2.6 goals on the season. They got the second best kill in the league. So that kill that's the second best, and their kill is fourth best in the league with 88.2%. They're really stingy on that defensive side. So this high octane, powerful, fast offense with the 1-2 punch of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl is going to be nullified here by the Flyers' ability to really lock down on the defensive side of things. Now, one thing about Edmonton is when they decide to give Skinner support, they're really able to limit those shots on goal, which ends up being less high danger shots out there for their opponents. I do think we can see Edmonton look to do that. They won that last game versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, which cost us. You guys, we're rolling with Columbus on the money line. Columbus did push it to OT. They got off fast, and then Edmonton made a fight back. Edmonton winning at 5-4. But those are the kind of games that Edmonton wins. If defense can lock down on the other side, it's really hard for Edmonton to get these wins, and that has led to this poor road record. Now, the problem here with the Flyers is they take the most penalty minutes in the league at 13.5%. If they continue to do that, Edmonton is going to steamroll over them. I'm going to look at this one for defensive lockdown on both sides. But I don't trust Skinner. So instead of taking this game under, I'll take the Oilers team total under 3.5. I don't see how they get 4 goals in this game. I don't see how they get 3 goals in this game, you guys. I think they get 2 goals. Could this be a 2-1 win for Edmonton? Yeah, absolutely. I more or less see it, though, a 4-2 win for the Flyers. I think the Flyers are able to get this done. They've won 6 of the last 7 meetings at home versus the Edmonton Oilers as well. Now, the under is 4-1 in the Flyers' last 5 home games. They've been able to lock down on that defensive side. But again, why am I isolating the Oilers team total to the under instead of the full game to the under, even though the Flyers have trended for the games to the under? Is Edmonton's allowed at least 4 goals in 3 straight games? 4 goals in 3 straight games, you guys. Not looking good. They're going to want to clean up that defense, and I think they do here. Now, we're seeing the Flyers coming off an overtime win in their last game out. That's a strength for the Flyers. They have won their last 5 games off of overtime, so don't be worried about that. The injuries piling up for Edmonton is a concern. Zach Hyman will be back later this week. We do have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins out of the lineup for personal leave. Leon Draisaitl is leading this team with 10 goals, but you're seeing the most of his production out there on the power play. So if you really want to take players for Edmonton with the amount of minutes the Flyers spend in the box, that's how Edmonton will capitalize on this. I would look at the power play point for Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid instead of the regular points. You're going to get more plus money, and plus I think that they're only able to convert with the man advantage out there. Now, Connor McDavid is first in assists with 10, total 17 points. So he does have 7 goals, 10 assists. On the other side here, there's a couple of players that you definitely want to circle for the Flyers, and this is the team that I do trust to score. Michkov has scored the first goal in the Flyers' last 2 games versus the Oilers. I wouldn't take him for first goal, but looking at Michkov to come out nice and strong, get us that anytime goal. Tyson Forrester is back out skating as of yesterday with the top 6. He's fantastic out there on the ice, and I do think he's impactful. And then you got Trevor Seagrass. We know how strong he's been on the season for the Flyers, 12 assists and 16 points in total, so 4 goals. So I would look at Forrester, Seagrass, and Michkov all for their points tonight parlayed together. On the other side for Edmonton, if you really want to do something, I take Leon Draisaitl for the power play point over Connor McDavid. But if you think Edmonton's winning, take both of them for a point tonight on the power play. I think that's where it's going to come into play. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the next game here. Seeing your comments. Good morning, Blake. It's good to see you here this morning. You've got Braden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils, and Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers for 2+ points. I don't hate it. I really do think Leon Draisaitl would be your weakest link in that matchup. Jack Hughes, we'll see what he's able to do against Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight has been a fortress between the pipes, especially versus the Devils. So that is my concern there. Braden Point should be able to score maybe if Igor lets things in. So we're going to see, Blake. I hope that you cash. I love seeing you guys cash with those player point parlays, with those 2+ points for players. It's a great way to go. Let's move on. We're going to talk the Buffalo Sabres. The Buffalo Sabres taking on Utah. Now, we just did see this matchup on November 4th. We saw Utah get the win in Buffalo 2-1. Low scoring defensive battle between those two teams. The Sabres looking for revenge, or a +164 dog on the road. You've got Utah, a $2 favorite, and the juice just keeps ticking up on this, you guys. If you like Utah, grab them now on the puck line, because I tell you, I won't be shocked if you're not getting plus money by the time it drops with the puck here. -1.5 on the puck line is +122 currently. And everyone loving Utah tonight. Should we go against Utah? I just can't. We look at the injuries for the Buffalo Sabres, and I do think Utah wins this by 2 or 3 goals. Alt puck line might be in play. Got a total of 6.5 in this one. We're looking at the 6.5, juice to the under at -115, -105 to the over. Looking at your goaltending matchup here, it is Lankinen in for Buffalo versus Vermalka for the Utah Mammoth. Now, Vermalka's having a terrible start to the season. He's got .881 save percentage, a 2.91 goals against average. It is really hard to trust him out here. The one good thing about the Utah Mammoth is their defense is shoring up in front of him. They're allowing the least shots on goal per game at 24 shots. Their kill needs to take a step up. It's only 79.1%. But the Sabres don't have this power play that is that threatening. It's only 17.4%. We do have a great kill here for the Sabres at 89.6%, the best kill currently in the league. Now, both of these teams have lost their last 3. Disappointing to see both of these teams falling flat as of late. We're looking at Utah, though, at home. They're 4-1 at home. 0-3-2 for the Sabres on the road. So good advantage here for Utah back on their home ice. And I do think this is where they have a major step up. They started the season 8-2, and now they're 9-7. So after a hot start, they kind of came back down to earth. I do think getting back on their home ice with all the injuries that the Sabres are up against, we're going to see that strength. Missing 4 of their top 6 forwards and their number 1 defenseman here for the Sabres just isn't a strong suit for this team. They're going to be struggling with those lines out there to contain the powerhouses here of Utah. So I'm going to take Utah on the puck line, laying the 1.5. I don't mind flirting with laying 2.5 goals in this one for them to win this in a 4-1 style game, maybe even 5-1 as desperation sets in. The Sabres have lost their last 8 road games out there. You got Rasmus Dahlin taking that leave of absence for the Sabres. You've got Josh Norris. We know he's been out for quite a while. And then Jason Zucker is out with illness. Now, Lindsey Ruff actually told reporters that Jason Zucker hasn't ate solid food for 9 days. Is it true? Or is he just saying that so that when he comes back, people are kind of worried about betting on him? I'm not sure what's happening with Jason Zucker, but you've got too many players out here for me to back the Sabres. I do think there's one player you can circle to step up. That's Owen Power here. He's going to be filling in for Rasmus Dahlin. He's only 22 years old, you guys, but he's already got 250 NHL games under him. So I do think it's a great opportunity for Owen Power to really step up and be impactful for the Buffalo Sabres. So look for him tonight. But on the other side, you know, Nick Schmaltz is so hot right now. 9 goals, 10 assists in 16 games. You can't deny Nick Schmaltz and what he's doing of Utah. You got Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Dylan Gunther. Everyone's having a hot start. I will be shocked if Utah doesn't win and cover the puck line and an alt puck line. I think 4-1, 5-1, 6-2 style win here for the Utah Mammoths. So give me Utah to win big. Yeah, Jason Zucker out with illness. So hopefully he's back in the lineup soon here. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here today. Everyone that is watching, if you can hit that like button, I would appreciate it. The last game on deck is the New Jersey Devils. Now, the New Jersey Devils are taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks, man, talk about hot. Connor Bedard is lighting things up. He's going to be, Connor Bedard is going to be the next Connor McDavid, right? Like, you watch what he's doing out there on the ice. He's only 20 years old, and how he is playing, it is just at the next level. Between him and Celebrini of the Sharks, such young talent out there on the ice. It's incredible to see. So the Chicago Blackhawks are home dog in this one. They're plus 132. You got minus 160 here for the New Jersey Devils. Total of 6.5. My problem with the New Jersey Devils, even though they've dominated this matchup, winning the last 6, is Jacob Markstrom. Marky, he was with Calgary. You guys know I have a soft spot for Jacob Markstrom. He just hasn't been playing solid. And I apologize. I got a hair tickling my face. Hasn't played solid this season. 12-4-4 in 21 games, though, versus the Chicago Blackhawks in his career. So he's got really strong numbers versus Chicago with that .916 save percentage. And I know I talk about all the time, goaltending travels with teams, like how they play against certain teams. They have that extra boost of confidence. He needs to get it in this game because he's got an .872 save percentage on the season, a 3.82 goals against average. Though, when we look at him for the last 4 versus Chicago, he's gone 3-1 in those last 4, a 1.78 goals against average, and a .930 save percentage. I do think Jacob Markstrom steps up to a stronger level here. On the other side, though, you're going to need Jacob Markstrom to be that style of goaltender if the Devils have any chance of winning, because Spencer Knight has been fantastic for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's got a .926 save percentage, a 2.33 goals against average. I'm going to roll with his over save shots on goal. This is my favorite prop bet of the day. Over 25.5 save shots on goal for Spencer Knight. You look here at the New Jersey Devils, they're averaging 28.9 shots on goal per game. And we have seen the Chicago Blackhawks allow 31.5 shots on goal. They're allowing these goals to, or these shots to come raining in, even though they're doing a solid job between the pipes and not allowing those goals to convert. Now, too many penalties minutes here for the Chicago Blackhawks could cost them this. They are spending 11.4 minutes per game in the box. It's just way too many compared to only 7 out here for the New Jersey Devils. So Chicago has to play a disciplined one. Now, normally this is a scheduling spot where I wouldn't want to take Chicago because you've got the Leafs on decks for Chicago. So original 6. You're also your first game home off a 6-game road trip where they went 3-3 with those 3 wins coming in their last 3. So they're fit. They're coming back home, feeling pretty good about themselves as they did win those last 3. Connor Bedard has been on absolute fire. Hottest player right now with 11 assists in 7 games, you guys. And who is getting those goals? 4 of Bedard's 6 assists over the past 3 games have gone to Tyler Bertuzzi. So Bertuzzi has been lighting things up. He has moved into that position where he's right in front of the net. He's getting those second chances off of Connor Bedard, or those passes in front of the net to him, and he's able to fire it away. Bertuzzi has scored 6 times over the past 3 games. Connor Bedard on the season, he has 25 points, you guys. He is just absolute fire. We also see Dougie Hamilton out of the lineup for the New Jersey Devils. Frank Nazar is out of the lineup here with his abdomen for Chicago, as well as Dickinson with his wrist. The Devils have been so strong in this matchup, and I know Markstrom has given up those goals, but I'm going to take this one under the total. You guys, I know this game has every ability to open up and be a 4-3 game that goes over the 6.5. Overtime game even. I'm going to take the under 6.5. It's minus 130. You guys know I hate juice. I think this is an alt under as well. Under 5.5 at plus 118. Look for both of these goaltenders to freaking stand on their heads. The alt under 5.5 at plus 118 is my best favorite bet behind Spencer Knight over 25.5 save shots on goal. If you do a same game parlay of the Chicago Blackhawks plus 1.5 on the puck line, Connor Bedard for a point and Bertuzzi for a point is plus 164. My only concern with this same game parlay, even though I put it in, was the fact that I could see this one being, a 3-2 at the worst. I'm thinking more it's a 2-1. So then every opportunity out there for Chicago, we've got to have Bedard and Bertuzzi involved, which we have seen as of late. Both of these players being highly involved. With Nazar out of the lineup, I do think we're going to see both of them be highly involved again. But this is a 2-1, 3-2 at worst game for me. Give me the under 5.5. Give me Spencer Knight over his 25.5 save shots on goal. And the only reason I haven't played Jacob Markstrom yet for his save shots on goal, still not confirmation of Jacob Markstrom, not seeing those numbers out there on the books. I will be taking Jacob Markstrom over whatever number they throw out for him. I think this comes down to goaltending. I think everyone's going to look at this game, see the offenses, see what these offenses are able to do, and say, give me the over. I'm not biting on that over. Yes, both of these teams averaging over 3 goals per game. Both of these teams have a power play that's converting at 25.6 and 25.5%. Both so solid, but defensively, this is where I think it comes into play. The Devils allowing more goals. They're allowing 2.94. It is the Chicago Blackhawks, who are third in the league, only allowing 2.5 goals per game. They are allowing too many shots, but it's because of goaltending that they are staying alive in these games. This is a big one, you guys. I think we stay under that total. I'm going to hold my breath and watch this one play out. Again, Spencer Knight for his save shots on goal over the 25.5 and the under alt number of 5.5 are my best bets. And I'm with you. If this one goes array, Bertuzzi for goal, Bedard for 2+ points. Charlie, it looks like an incredible bet. My fear is it's a 2-1 game at the end of the day because of goaltending. So that is where my fear comes. Yeah, that's a great one. Kevin Stenlund to score a goal in each of the last 3 versus the Sabres. I would definitely go back to him. Look at him for his point today as well. Revolution, the classic, 6:30, coming in with a crazy parlay. Nico Hischier of the New Jersey Devils, Jake Gonso, and Logan Cooley for a point. Nice. What are you getting for odds on that one for the point there tonight? Let's get into the recap, you guys. I appreciate, again, you guys for being here on the daily. Only 4 games today on the slate, and I do think we got some sneaky games out there. I think it's going to be a hard day for some of the public looking at some of these favorites and thinking they get the win, because I'm looking at what I've got 2, I got 3. I think 3 of the dogs are barking today. Chicago has every opportunity of getting the win. I do think the Rangers and the Flyers can get the win as well. And then I think Utah wins it big. So let's jump into the recap now, you guys. The let's start again. The New York Rangers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm looking for the Rangers to get the win. I'll take them at plus 122 on the money line. Coming off that big home win in their last one out, I do think, even though the Tampa Bay Lightning are one of the hottest teams in the league right now, Igor Shesterkin steals the Rangers this game. Give me Igor Shesterkin over his save shots on goal as soon as they post it. I'm not seeing numbers. Yeah, I would expect him to go over 28.5. If that number is coming in at 29.5, I'm still comfortable with it. The Edmonton Oilers versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Give me the Oilers team total under 3.5. Give me the Flyers to get the win. Edmonton's dealing with too many injuries for me to trust this team right now. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman still out of the lineup. On the other side of things, I do think Trevor Zegras, Tyler Forrester, and Michkov can have solid days out here for the Flyers. Dan Vladar, I'm looking for him to stand on his head tonight, have a great one here. He's got a .921 save percentage versus the Oilers in his career. This Flyers team has been solid at home, and Edmonton on the road has been an absolute mess. Oilers team total to the under, and the Flyers to get the win. The Buffalo Sabres and the Utah Mammoth. Sabres are going to be looking for revenge, but Utah, I think, keeps rolling. Give me the Utah Mammoth, laying 1.5 on the puck line at plus 122. I'd lay up to 2.5 on the puck line here for the Utah Mammoth with those alt lines. Get some great plus money. They have failed to cover the puck line in their last 6, but I think Utah back on home ice, losing their last 3 games with the strong kill that they have here, their ability to limit the shots on goal. Even with Vermelka between the pipes, I do think this team is scoring and scoring at will tonight. We are seeing the Sabres missing 4 of their top 6 forwards and their number 1 defenseman. Give me Utah to win it big. Nick Smoltz, Clayton Keller, and Logan Cooley, Dylan Gunther are your playmakers for Utah. do a parlay of those guys to get a point tonight. I think all four are getting on the board. Remember, Josh Norris is still out. Rasmus Dahlin is out for personal reasons for the Sabres. Jason Zucker is out with illness. Look for Owen Power to step up in replace of Rasmus Dahlin tonight. I'd look at his points for the Sabres. The New Jersey Devils and the Chicago Blackhawks. I think we have a goaltending duel here. Jacob Markstrom, while not good numbers on the season, has been elite versus the Chicago Blackhawks in his career. Over the last four, he's got a 1.78 goals against average and 930 save percentage. In his career versus the Chicago Blackhawks, he's got a 960 in save percentage. Spencer Knight on the other side here for Chicago. He's been elite this season. 926 save percentage. I'll take him for over 25.5 save shots on goal. I'll end up taking Jacob Markstrom depending on the number. 27, 28 save shots on goal. Sign me up. What we're going to see in this one, I do think, is these goaltenders standing on their heads. I've altered this total under 5.5 goals at plus 118. I think this is a 3-2 win. At worst, 2-1, maybe an overtime game as well, you guys. Now I got to sprinkle on a little bit of overtime. If you think this is going to be a one-goal game and you also think Bedard and Bertuzzi are going to get into any of the action out here for Chicago like we've seen, you can do a same-game parlay with the puck line here for Chicago, plus 1.5. Bertuzzi for the point and Connor Bedard for a point. It's plus 164. I love it, but my fear is a 2-1 game. They both have to be involved in the 1 or 2 goals here for Chicago. I think Chicago has every ability to get this win at home. My only fear is that we have seen the Devils win this matchup. They've won the last 7 meetings. They covered the puck line in the last 6, so they have played strong versus the Chicago Blackhawks. But I tell you, Chicago at home is a great price here. I'm going to sprinkle on them on the money line. And if you guys are brave enough to take the Chicago Blackhawks, the Philadelphia Flyers, and the New York Rangers for a 3-leg parlay. Let me just see what that is, because I'm going to take this right after we're done here. You're going to look at that being plus 991. The New York Rangers for the win, the Philadelphia Flyers for the win, the Chicago Blackhawks for the win. If you want to play it a little safer, and there's no safe way in betting, you could look at the Rangers plus the 1.5, the Flyers plus 1.5. In that regard, I would lay the 1.5 with the Utah Mammoth and then look at Chicago plus 1.5. If you want to play that puck line bet, the 4 legs comes in at plus 583. So that's looking at the dogs plus the 1.5, except for the Utah Mammoth, which I think do cover that puck line and win it, win it by at least 2. So you're going to lay the 1.5. But that 4-legger, I probably wouldn't play. What I would look at where I feel the most confident is the Rangers at plus 122, the Flyers at plus 112. Parlaying those two is plus 370, or you can just take the plus money on either side. I'm having a hard time here with taking any players really for 2+ points in today's games, just because I can see goaltending being the storyline of this Wednesday. So, Charlie, you are so welcome. I'm not going to build any parlays today, but if I was looking at anyone for those player points, it's Connor Bedard and Tyler Bertuzzi feel like automatics. You got Owen Powell there for the Buffalo Sabres. He would be the player I look at to step up. I would do it separately, though. Utah, it's Nick Smoltz is my favorite, but then you got Logan Cooley and Clayton Keller and Dylan Guenther. Like, there's so many playmakers there. I just feel like this slate of games, especially in these earlier ones, the Rangers, Panarin should be able to come out strong, but, you know, he's got 5 goals total on the season, 12 points. I think Tampa gets limited in this one because Igor plays strong. So I'm going to stay off the 2+ points in these games. I think the Flyers lock down Edmonton. Again, if you're looking at Edmonton, I'll look at the power play points. But you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Again, thank you so much for joining me here. If you're new to the show, make sure you do share it with your friends. Let them know that we do run this daily. We do the Puck of Joe's on the weekend, just because it's a little bit easier to get you out all the information with all my other obligations out there across the board. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Let's make some freaking money. Until tomorrow.